In this video, I'm just basically going to discuss, a lot of the similarities between, we already did the liberals and conservatives, but the social justice warriors, the theists, the New Age feminists, some similarities between all of them. We may have discussed some stuff like that before, between theists, liberals, Let's face it, those groups are easily offended, right? They're all easily offended. They're easily offended. They don't really care about your rights. They want to enforce their rights on you. Think about it, though. For like liberals, like I mentioned in another video, they want to tell you what type of foods you can eat, how large of a cup of a drink you can buy at 7-Eleven. You remember New York, the Mayor Bloomberg. They want to tell you what to do, and this is what I find hilarious. Both sides, liberals and conservatives. You'll hear liberals, conservatives want to tell us what we can do with our bodies and blah, 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 blah. But they're doing the same thing. They do the exact same thing. Because, let's face it, because they complain that conservatives are against abortion. As I mentioned, if you really think about it logically, there's really no reason for an abortion except for sexual assault. I mean, let me just explain before you leave all the hate messages, okay? In the case of this, the man is responsible for wearing a condom. Okay, if the man's not wearing a condom, don't have sex with him. I know that might be a bit difficult in a lot of cases, but you got to try to do that. Okay, other than that, I mean, you leave that out. What's the chance of you really getting pregnant? Unwanted. That's mainly most of the time it's unwanted pregnancy. But everybody has the right to their views, and this is my point. If you give your views on something, they hate you for it. Both sides will hate you for it and tell you you're wrong and blah, 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 and their views are right, well, what, blah, 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 blah. They won't listen to anything the other side says. And let's face facts. Most people do not try to learn other people's point of views. They do not do it. I don't know how they do schools today, but I remember in the past, as I said before, again, when you had debates, like when you took English, especially I took advanced placement English, you had to do debates. But the thing about the debates is you had to debate a point of view that you disagreed with. But you had to present it in a positive manner as if you do agree with it. How many people, especially the social justice warriors, could do that today? How many of them? Can you imagine the change you would see in this country? People read books and watched videos and listened to other people's point of views and stopped assuming that everybody was wrong but them. And let's face it, people get offended so easily. I mean, they both, the theists, they want to tell you what type of movies you can watch, tell you this, and yeah, they do that. I know they're going to tell you they don't, but they're always complaining about the movies and all that stuff. But so are social justice warriors. I mean, they complain, I heard this black dude the other day complaining about movies and everything. Oh, black guys are always wearing dresses and this and that. Yeah, okay, but white guys wear dresses in those movies too. In a lot of movies. Not only that, but white guys are usually more likely going to be the bad guy. They're usually going to be racist or stupid. Women are usually used as a sex symbol. I mean, how many times do you see a woman in a movie in a positive role? Even if she's supposed to be strong and everything, they still going to show her breasts or she's wearing tight clothes. You're not going to change that stuff. You're just not going to, because Hollywood is in it for money. They want to make money. They want to entertain people. You're not changing them, okay? Social justice warriors, theists, liberals, conservatives, you're not changing Hollywood, okay? They are what they are because people watch that stuff, people enjoy that stuff. I mean, everybody has a different taste. But as someone else replied to this person, and I heard the conversation, why don't you be the change, Why don't you get an education, get into politics, and change things from within, or work in Hollywood, become an actor, or a producer, or a director. Make movies where you don't do that nonsense. With liberals, if you say something about race, for example, if I tell you that, majority of the crime is committed by men. If I tell you that, you'll have no problem with that. If I tell you that, you have no problem with that. I wouldn't even have to give you evidence. You wouldn't even ask for it. But if I tell you that the majority of crimes are committed by blacks, African Americans, especially black males, you'd get pissed off. But people can act. I mean, you go to the FBI website, you go to the what do you call it, Department of Justice. You can look at the website and see this. And the problem is, if someone tells you that, you call them a racist. How about this? Try to find the causes of it, the root causes of it, and find solutions to it. Education is the biggest thing. You start educating people. And then, of course, you got the music industry and television. No, yeah, the music and movies, you need to change that. We have more positive African-American role models. Have you seen how African-Americans are in movies? Have you, especially the music, you listen to the music, they're usually glorifying gang violence and things like that. Do something different. Be the change. Petition them to stop playing that type of music. They have music that good, but glorify getting educated and making something out of your life. They could do that. They won't, but they could. That still make money. And of course, I want to add, some of the funny things about racist people. First, I'll do racist people. I don't care which racist website you go to, whether it's anti-white, anti-black. I do not care. They're skinheads, whether they're the new Black Panthers. I don't care if they're whatever. They almost always say the same nonsense. Oh, they hate us more than they hate you. They want our women. They're inferior. They're stupid. And there's some difference in what they say. Yeah, there is some. Like the whites will tell you they're trying to exterminate us. There's white genocide. The black racists. Oh, we once had an intergalactic empire, and white people lived in caves, and somehow the white people outsmarted the blacks and took over. Or some mad scientist 6 trillion years ago invented the first invented white people. Both of them, they're crazy. But you don't give them time of day. Just don't listen to their nonsense. Freedom of speech means that you present your point and the other person presents their point. You are not obligated to listen to anybody. And you have that right not to listen. Exercise that right. If some racist piece of trash is talking about how they want to kill a certain race, or how some race is inferior, or all that, that type of stuff, you don't listen to them. Simple as that. Spitting on people, causing violence, and throwing urine on people, you're not solving any problems doing that. Sorry, you're not. You're making it worse. You're proving their point, Skinheads, you go attack them, you just prove them right, that there's white genocide and all this stuff. You attack African Americans, these African American hate groups, again, you prove them right. And another thing they'll say is, their women are so ugly, and men want our women. Then you got the sexist people. And I hate to tell you this, but women tend to be more hateful and sexist than men. If you ever notice that, it's always all men this, all men that. And if you go online, on YouTube, you obviously should be on YouTube if you're watching this, right? But, type in kill all white people, or I hate all white people. And then change the word white to black and see which one gives you the more hits. Also, I hate women, or I hate men. And kill all men, kill all women. See which one gives you the most hits. Let's face it, women tend to be, and they will, in school, in elementary school and beyond, they tend to do it to the kids. Like in 3rd grade, you have kids jumping around and everything. I just showed up, and then this female teacher, no, not like boys, makes us all sit in the corner. The girls are jumping too. Can't do nothing about it. And then, of course, the same school, sitting minding my own business, sitting lunch, and the female cafeteria monitors, or wherever they are, pick particular guys like me or whatever, and make us sit by ourselves in punishment. Not doing nothing wrong, they just don't like boys, they don't like males. You won't see a male teacher doing that. And sometimes it's that latent sexism, like, you take first aid CPR, of course, an entire semester of first aid CPR. You do infant CPR, you got dolls, you pick the doll up by the arm, and then half the females in the class have a fit because you picked it up by the arm when you're supposed to carry a baby gently. But it's a doll. And then, of course, the female professor wants to call all the males together to teach them how to hold a baby. And half the men in the class already had babies. But you do get that night mentioned when I was working in a restaurant. Place got robbed. Thankfully, I wasn't there that night. And, of course, the men their wives or their girlfriends want them to quit. So they're like, we have to quit, or we're going to transfer somewhere else because, our wives are word bust. They don't want us to get killed or injured. So we're going to leave. We had no choice. They were not happy about leaving, but they did. The women, my husband, men, they think they can just control us and tell us what to do. He wants me to quit because of blah, 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 because of that. Blah, blah, I hate men. I hate men. I hate men. I hate men. What the hell? And you get that a lot. Women tend to be more, all of a sudden, go into that mode. I hate to say it. Now, I'm not saying men are perfect. Men think if they ask a guy out, a woman out, that she should go out with him. They get into, you're a bitch, you're a whore, and all that crap. And guys sleep around a lot, and you want to call a woman a whore, but you're also sleeping around? I mean, come on, that's just, you're a hypocrite. Thinking that is sexism, thinking that women should date you if they don't want to. I mean, who cares? If they don't want to go out with you, don't worry about it. There's other women out there. And if you're as ugly as I am and you can't get a date ever, who cares? It doesn't matter. But I don't know which group is funnier, racists or the sexists, or the liberals. I already made one about the liberals and conservatives, differences and similarities between the two, and I think they're both hilarious. I think it's hilarious when people don't actually want to learn. You got these social justice warriors, not all of them now, not all of them, but many of them, they resort to violence, they've got to spit on people, they interrupt, they think that's freedom of speech, doing stuff like that, interrupting people, making noise, all they're doing is proving that they're disgusting, they're just proving that they're not very educated. A lot of them, what's so funny to me is they complain about privilege, but they come from more of a privileged background. I mean, look at me. I went to college, and I'm still poor. It's not easy to get a job. I went to college, still poor. Basically a loser. And these people are going to tell me that I'm privileged? I don't think so. You're the ones that are privileged, okay? I don't hate anybody because of the color of their skin. I don't care what genitals you have. I don't care who you're attracted to. I don't care if you change your genitals to another. I don't care if you change your sex. I do not care if you're a liberal, conservative, white, black, Asian. I do not care, male, female, any of that stuff. I really just don't care if you're atheist or religious. And theists are not, especially the, what you call them, creationists. I already did videos on this too. They mock science. They talk about science like they know what they're talking about. But they don't have a clue what they're talking about. They sound dumber than me. If you've ever been to church, you know how it is in church, what they talk about. You listen to the preacher talk their nonsense. And some of them, and let's face it, the conservative churches are more closer to their Bible than the liberal ones. The liberal ones ignore them. And I want to say this to your liberals, your liberal Christians. Thank you for siding with us more than your God. Try to do that to a family member or a friend. I mean, if your God was real, I think he'd be pretty pissed with you. But, luckily for you, he's not real. But if he was real, he'd be pretty freaking pissed with you. Because you accept homosexuality. Your God doesn't. You accept a lot of things that your God would not accept. Which is fine. I could care less. But, why don't you just simply come to our side, That's why I went in this, because there's a lot I could say, but I'm too stupid to think of everything else. Feel free to like, subscribe, feel free to watch any of my other videos or whatever you want to do. And I'm sure most of you are going to give a thumbs down more than anything else. Or leave negative comments, that's fine. And that's another thing, I want to add this, because I keep forgetting to do it. Whenever you read people's comments, see, things about leaving comments or any of that stuff, it tells you how that person is by themselves. Same as driving. Because when a person is driving in their minds, they're kind of by themselves. The way they act online is their true personality. It is their true personality. Because people act like themselves when they're alone, or they think they're alone. So online, they have that anonymity. They think they're anonymous. So they think they can write whatever they want, and that's fine. But you are telling people how you really are, your true personality, how you really are. Because you think you're alone. Just like a person who, when they're alone, they go and steal something, because secretly they really are a thief. you know, or you know they're your best friend while they're talking to you, and then when you're out of the room, they all of a sudden hate you. It's because they really don't like you. It's the same type of thing. People are alone, are their real self. Like when they're driving, you know, you deal with a lot of a-holes who are driving because that's how they really are. Well, thanks.